Well, hello. I have weighed in for the first time in a few months. I think it's probably since July was the last time I weighed in. I was about 85 kilos, give or take. And this morning I weighed in at 88.9 kilograms. I did have a goal of increasing size since I stopped my extreme fat loss phase back in March. Well, January, then March. So I did expect it to be higher, but probably not quite as high as that. In November, I compete in a powerlifting competition, and I'm aiming to be in the 83 kilogram category. Now, weighing 88.9 doesn't make me 83 kilos, or anywhere near that. So I do plan on starting certainly early this month, well, September, cutting down to roughly about an 83 to 84 kilogram mark. And doing it in a slightly different way than I've done before. Now, the reason I want to do this slightly differently is simply because you've seen me track macros over a 6-month period doing a bodybuilding competition. You saw me early in the year with the extreme fat loss phase tracking macros. So now I want to show you how I'm going to make weight by not doing any of those things, in fact. I'm not going to be tracking macros. I'm not going to use MyFitnessPal, apart from logging my weight overall, but I'm just going to eat food, I suppose, but still make weight and lose weight. And I'll show you basically how I do that. That's kind of it. I mean, yeah, just I'm gonna not track any macros and show you how to lose weight. Easy. Now this is supposed to be a full day of eating video, but I've got to run to work. Breakfast was quite simple: 100 grams of oats, whey protein, and a little bit of honey. That's meal number 1 of the day. Easy, easy peasy. Anyway, I'll see you at work. You know when you miss a train by like 30 seconds? Well, that was me today. Ran upstairs, didn't quite make it. But anyway, get a connection 1, we'll get sorted. Second meal of the day, we'll call that kind of a snacky lunch. Pop chips, a couple of other yogurts, which are like, or yogurt drinks, which are 40 grams of protein, and then an apple, because that's health. But that will probably be about 400 or 500 calories. But like I said before, I'm not tracking this necessarily. There are going to be parts of this vlog where I'll go over how I'm doing it, and also why I'm doing it to a certain extent. It's also very weird being on a train with no one in it. Not a soul. Ooh, spooky. But it is a case of, I'll get home now, I've got to do some jobs with Laura for some product stuff. And then we'll get on to sort of meal number 3, and then some of the things that I do when I'm not tracking to be able to make weight for this powerlifting competition, because it's, I hope it's not going to be tight.
Bloody f***ers next door.
I'm gonna have to beep that out now. Hello. Now, the first one on the list of what I do when I'm trying to make weight without tracking calories comes down to one of two things. The first one is I weigh food where I can. So you saw me this morning making my oats, and I weigh it out. I weigh out the oats, I weigh out the milk. I don't weigh the whey protein, but I do use a scoop, and I weigh out the honey. That just helps me manage my portions. I mean, I have what I would describe as an overweight man's brain, where I definitely eat more than I think I'm eating. Definitely. So weighing it out manages those portions. Now, let's say I'm not necessarily weighing something out, I will look at meals and look at the calorie content of some of them. So if I'm having a microwave meal, for example, I'll try and keep it under 500 calories and then bulk it up with vegetables, which I won't weigh them just because they're going to be low calories anyway, but I'm managing portion control somehow by weighing or looking at total calories within the meal. Oh, it's not easy to sit down there. If you're maybe kind of wondering what Laura was about earlier on, it was just because our next door neighbours make quite a lot of noise. Not sure if you can hear that. Definitely some screaming going on. It's just gone 3:45 in the afternoon, and I'm already hungry. It's only day one of the diet. Woo! Laura's really looking forward to that. I am about to eat my meal number 3 of the day. Not very complicated. Again, microwavable meal, under 500 calories with a bunch of veg. I am microwaving the broccoli, steaming it in the microwave. I put it in a bowl. I'll show you just that. I'll show you. You put it in the bowl. It's not that complicated. Put it in the bowl and then add some water, cover the bowl, put it in the microwave. Easy as that. Does Mrs. Greenhorn have anything to say?
Pardon?
Does Mrs. Greenhorn have anything to add?
No.
What are you cooking?
Stir fry.
Stir fry? Is that food prep?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she wants to go on camera. Say hello, everyone. Mrs. Greenhorn. Hello. Ooh, right. You'll kind of notice that this meal is, well, pretty much low in processed food. It's kind of an ambiguous term, but basically, low processed intake. So essentially I'll be eliminating things like chocolate bars or any kind of highly densely caloric foods that don't really offer much volume overall. So with this meal, it's probably about 500 calories, maybe a bit less, but I won't be adding any sort of cheese onto top of it. I won't be adding any extra oil that I might normally add to, say, broccoli and things to make it taste nicer. So I tend to remove those kind of things. And alcohol as well generally gets a knock on the head as well. There is a reason why I'm also cutting this early. You know, I don't expect to lose that much weight after about 4 weeks of this kind of cutting phase that I'm going through. Where previously I've been doing a bodybuilding competition and it's all about how I look, now it's actually more about how well I perform. So what I'm trying to do is to cut weight about 4 to 6 weeks before the competition. So then when I go through what is described as a powerlifting peaking cycle, I'm maintaining weight rather than trying to lose weight. So during a peaking cycle, my intensity or weight on the bar is going up and the stress of my body is going to be quite high. So then I'm not also adding in that cutting phase where I'm adding another stressor of like lower calories. So I'm trying to peak and drop calories. It doesn't really work very well. So I'd be better off trying to drop some weight first, and then when I get into my peaking cycle, at least holding or maintaining body weight as best as possible during that peaking cycle for the best effect. Because ultimately, I want to go into this competition at my best, and I want to lift as much as I possibly can. Look at all of this glorious food the wife has prepped. We've got some curry on each one. And then a little bit of stir fry in there. While I prepare meal number 4 and what should be the final meal, I am very hungry. The last reason why I'm doing a cut now rather than say later on does come down to the fact that I have done like an extreme 5% body weight drop 1 week out from a comp before. Because I know some of you will be into powerlifting and you might be watching this a little bit and you can be like, yeah, Gordon, you can drop that weight, not a problem, short-term period, easy peasy. And it was, you know, I managed to drop quite a significant amount of weight, well over 5 kilograms, I think 6 kilograms within a week, manipulating things like carbs and water and whatnot. But I did find there was a big performance drop, and I don't want that again. I really don't. I want to perform at my best during this competition, qualify for the British, and then go on to do as best as I possibly can. My little camera wife. Camera wife? Is that what they call them? The cameraman? Camera wife? Just weighing out my chip. I don't know how much I have. How much will I have? How much as my eyes can see?
Save some for me.
140 grams?
Okay.
Okay. You can. Do you want to show the viewers what I'm eating for dinner? Chicken thighs, broccolis, and some chippies.
Happy
So,
G.
yeah, that's a good one. I don't know how many calories that'd be. Probably about 600 maybe. 3 chicken thighs, broccoli, and then potato. These chips are really low in calories, so it's all good. That, I think we'll just conclude it there, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, done for the day. Well, that's a full day of eating on my non-macro tracking day, and then hopefully tomorrow morning I weigh a bit less, because right now I'm actually really hungry, and I imagine it's going to continue for the rest of the evening. Anyway, episode, I think number probably 6 of this sort of powerlifting vlog is done.